Hello there, welcome to today's Daily Dominion, which is of course our base Monday paired with Alchemy again. I feel like we've had that frequently. Anyway, there's lots of draw here. Lab, Alchemist, Scribe, Pool, Apprentice, Library, although we're not going to get a library, but it's draw. There's plenty of trashing, Moneylender, Apprentice, and then University can gain us all of these $5 action cards. It's also a village, though that doesn't matter here really at all. Anyway, and there's a nice stack of there's a few nice stacks of peddler style cards, 3 in fact, so we can make a lot of money just from action cards. So our goal will just be to trash down, have a potion, buy some universities, gain the cards, go from there. As far as the potion cards, like University is probably the strongest one here, but you're going to need some amount of the draw ones as well. Scrying Pool is going to tend to outclass Alchemist in the long term, though a couple Alchemists can be nice because of the top decking thing. I don't know, I keep opening and shutting them. The top decking effect of Alchemist can be nice for consistency. So we may end up, and I guess the first couple you buy are probably better than the first couple Scrying Pools. At least the first, I should say the first time you play them tend to be a little better. So that again depends a bit on how many action cards you have in your deck. By the end of the game, the Scrying Pool will draw so much more than the Alchemist. I'm going to open Silver Moneylender here. We'll see what the AI has. Has the 4-3. I'm going to open Silver Moneylender. Our dream reshuffle is to get Potion and Apprentice. So I'm going to take the Apprentice now, and if the silver doesn't miss, we have Potion as well. So we got really nice shuffle here. And so now our goal, now that we have the potion and we have the trashers, we're just going to do some trashing, buy some universities, and I'm going to focus my purchases now on labs. I mean, at least if I have 5, it'll be labs. If I have 4 or 3, it'll be probably merchant. Maybe a poacher, but they'll be pretty comparable. We could go for a second apprentice, wouldn't be crazy either, but I think 1 for now is fine. But the idea here will be to get labs and just play the universities more often. Again, we had a very nice second shuffle, about as good as you could ask for. We got to play both the trashers and we made both our buys worthwhile there. So I'll be honest, at this point, I don't think Apprentice is going to be worth it at all. So I'm going to University for a laboratory. Again, the idea being just to cycle faster. At some point, we'll want to market so we can maybe pick up some merchants with extra if we have 2 buys on a turn like this. But again, for now, I think we just do the laboratories. This last card is a university, I believe. So the AI is buying. And now I think we maybe take a pool. Though it could be one more. AI is moving on the provinces, but we should be all right. Pretty close to deck drawing. Okay, bottom card is a Scrying Pool. I guess they don't have an apprentice, so we don't have to worry about. In fact, they only have poachers and treasures, right? They shouldn't really be able to province consistently. Even doing these 2 back to back was a little unlikely. Fortunately, they were overpaid a little bit there. I think we are kind of to the point where a market makes sense, though, and though we should really wait to get it. We should really probably wait to gain and play it if possible. Okay, but we could have used a buy this turn, quite possibly. We're gonna get to do some attacking as well with this scrying pool, which is nice. Okay, so we're gonna get a market. I guess we just get 3 markets. We can play all of them. And now we've reached the point of basically complete trashing. Oh. We could go like scrying pool double merchant. We don't even really need the scrying pool, to be perfectly honest. We're already 4 cards overdrawn here, so it's not really, as long as we don't completely whiff, it's really not a big deal. We have so many labs at this point. So now we'll just get 4 markets this turn. Which will be quite a bit. Decent amount of money. They've, right. We could start on the provinces. We're not going to get to, I guess we should try to get to double first. We would get to double over the course of a couple turns. We could also buy a copper, though I don't really like doing that most of the time. Here it might be justifiable because the draw is really pretty clean at this point. I guess if we go province, scrying pool, copper, we have... I tend to be not a fan of buying coppers for moneylender, but here it maybe isn't too bad. You can see that scrying pool draws like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Well, 4 plus 4 draw. The first card doesn't really count as draw, but so it's not a particularly close as far as comparison to Alchemist. Still another university in here. You can just get a merchant. We could get poacher, but it's just worse than merchant. We're gonna draw deck. So we can double province and pool. And then, oh, I forgot to buy a copper. Well, it's fine. We'll have double here, assuming we draw. Which we do. We didn't even really ever need to use apprentice for anything. I mean, for like trashing an action card. So we probably should have been able to get a duchy as well here, but that's okay. Oh, pretty nice alchemy baseboard. It's not actually that fast, all told. You know, it's not that. It's pretty powerful by the end, but it's not that fast. So, I can imagine worlds where somebody has apprentice and is like milling stuff and goes a little quicker. By the end you have a lot of power in the deck, but also I mean the reason it's not that strong here, I mean it's strong here, but the reason why it maybe doesn't seem strong in a general sense is just because there's no action payload that's good. The peddlers are okay, but they're not super good. So they're not explosive, you know. Imagine if it was like I don't know, you know, bridge stuff or butcher or anything that builds up a little bigger. Anyway, that's the kingdom. I kind of, having played it, I get really good draws and it still isn't that quick. So I'm not sure if maybe like the third university should have been a pool. or if I should have played with golds. That seems odd. But that would be one way to up the payload a little quicker. There's definitely a turn where I had money and I bought like a cheap potion card, and if I had buy, maybe it's a little bit faster, but if I had had a market by then. But all that does is buy like a merchant, so that's not that big a deal. I don't know. Maybe this is just as fast as you can go here. I could believe that too. Or like roughly as fast as you can go here. Anyway, that's the kingdom. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.